Construction sites, English vocabulary. When we work on a construction site, we need to know about a lot of things. Most of the things we need to know about are tools and things we use to do the job. For example, a wire is a long, thin, usually round piece of metal, most often to conduct electricity. In these cases, it is usually insulated, covered with a plastic or rubber insulation to stop the electricity current passing through. As we see in the picture, here cables, these are wires. Wood is a specific type of material, but we also use the word lumber to talk about wood products on the site, or in British English, the discarded products. Wood is a very common material used to construct smaller houses or buildings. A beam is a piece of wood or steel that goes right across the room at the top and is usually used in roofing and ceilings to hold up other parts of the ceiling or roof. Some of those other parts will be rafters, which are beams that are usually in triangle shapes, which makes the roof. If you look up at the roof or the ceiling of a big building or room, you can sometimes see the cross beams going from one side to the other. We have here a picture, and this is the rafter, and these are beams here. Bricks are the most common material that houses and other buildings are made from, and they are usually red or orange. Clay bricks are used in some countries. This is a brick. Workers use trowels to spread the cement on the bricks before they put together. Here is a trowel, here is cement. A backhoe is a machine that is often used to dig holes for the foundations of the building, which usually go much deeper than the building itself. If the building is going to be very big, the excavation site may be very deep. The backhoe has a very big shovel that it brings towards itself using a big mechanical arm to dig a hole, and is sometimes the same machine used as an excavator. Here we have a picture of an excavation site, quite deep. So, the difference between a shovel and a pickaxe. So the difference is that on a shovel tip, you can use it on a backhoe. A shovel is the tool that we use to dig holes and is very often used by people to dig small holes, while a pickaxe is like a shovel, but it is T-shaped. People swing it into the top of the ground to break the ground because it is steel on top with a sharp end and a slightly rounded People swing it into the ground to break the ground because it is steel on top with a sharp end and slightly rounded. It has a spade-shaped head and a long handle. A shovel is often used to put sand or dirt in a wheelbarrow, which is used to take away the sand or to carry things. It has one wheel and two handles, so a person can take the handles and move sand or other things to somewhere else. it does require some balance, especially with a heavy load. Vans are types of car that have a closed in space at the back for carrying objects or people, and they usually have a roller door on the side. This is different to a pickup truck, which has an open space at the back for carrying objects. Of course, a van or pickup truck has to ask someone to move a barricade, which may be blocking the road. Places where barricades will be set up may be written in the blueprints, which detail the design for the entire building, but usually the barricade is temporary and not in the blueprints. The blueprints are the design for the building, the architect's designs. The van and the people in the backhoe and the construction workers who are working on the building site usually communicate by two-way radio. This is using special telephones using radio. People on the scaffolding, which is put up around the building for people to climb up and down, and is usually made of steel or bamboo in some Asian countries. And you have to be very careful that nothing falls from their tool belt, which is worn around the waist like a normal belt, but it is used to hang tools off. Here we have a picture of scaffolding, and here we have a picture of a tool belt. A lot of machinery is used on a building site. A cement mixer churns up the cement, which is used to stick bricks together. A builder is a person who works on a building site, who may lay bricks, build things, or knock down walls using a giant heavy hammer called a sledgehammer. A bulldozer is a powerful machine used to knock buildings down and push the rubble into a pile. A digger can then pick up and drop it into a dump truck, which will take the rubbish away. Diggers are also used to dig holes in an excavation site, which is an area that has large holes dug into the ground in which to put the building's foundations. A cherry picker is a machine that is used to lift builders up to high places, such as to a tree or the roof of a house. If it isn't too high, then a ladder will be used, which is like a vertical set of steps. A crane is a huge structure used to lift heavy objects such as a crate of bricks up very high, like to the 10th floor of a building. Here we have a cement mixer, a sledgehammer, a ladder, and a cherry picker. A builder uses lots of small tools. He uses a spirit level, which is a tool to make sure something is completely horizontal or vertical. A tape measure is a long, flexible ruler which winds up into a small metal casing, and it is used to measure things. A bigger tool he might use is a pneumatic drill, which is a tool about 1 meter high that drills down into concrete to break it up. It is so noisy, builders use ear protectors to cover their ears and muffle the loud noise. Here we have a tape measure, ear protectors, and a pneumatic drill. To stop people walking where the builders are working, a cone is used, which is a brightly colored plastic marker that looks like an ice cream cone. They also use a hard hat, which is the hat that covers most of the head and is made out of strong plastic, so that if something falls, it won't damage their head. To make sure people don't walk in the way of a piece of machinery, people wave a flag, which is a piece of brightly colored material on a stick. The man who waves it is called a linesman, as we see in the picture here. A board is a large, flat piece of wood used for things like mixing cement. It's often made up of plywood, as we see in the picture, which is a type of wood made out of lots of pieces of old bits of wood that are stuck together with glue. Some other material builders use it as a girder, which is a large heavy beam made out of strong metal. It is used to hold up the building, especially over a doorway or other weak areas. A pipe is a long circular piece of metal which is hollow so that water or gas can be pumped through. Shingle is the name of the small stones that are mixed with sand and cement to make concrete. A trainer is attached to the back of a car and is used to carry materials around. Here we have plywood, here we have pipes, and here we have shingle, and last we have a trailer